Hello, grade 7, you can hear me? Okay. Today, inshallah, as I said, we will talk about multiplying integer, which is lesson 2.1 in your book. Did you remember we talked last session about how we will multiplying integer? You will find this sheet in our SMS today, inshallah. So we were talking how
Miss
we
Sahar,
yes, honey. Yes.
the SMS has a problem. Doesn't مش بيوري الحاجات اللي المثال بينزلها.
Yes, he's right.
Okay, I will check. If you have a problem, so please send to me. I will check.
Miss, no, I have all your sheets on my SMS.
بس هو دخلني أصلا على حد في جريد 4.
طب, could you please, I want to say something.
Grade 4.
Just a second. You at the beginning multiplying integer, and then we will start to talk about the second part for our lesson today, which is how we can multiply by using algebraic tiles. But the first part, do you remember how we are going to multiply two integer numbers? What is the rule to multiply two integer numbers? Did you remember? Mr. What's his name?
Mr. Multi-Division.
Yes, Mr. Multi-Division. And how Mr. Multi-Division is going to help us? How Mr. Multi-Division is going to help us? We will hide, if we are going to hide two parts from the face of Mr. Multi-Division, it will give us the answer, the sign for the answer. Which means, if I'm going to hide his eyes, negative and negative, so the answer it will be
Positive.
positive. If I'm going to hide this side from Mr. Multi-Divisor, then the answer it will be negative, which means if I have same sign, then the answer it will be positive. If we have different sign, to the answer it will be negative. And this rule it will work with multiplication and division. Okay, then if I want to solve the first question with you, 6 multiplied by negative 2. 6 multiplied by negative 2. What is the sign for the answer? What is the sign for the answer?
It will be negative 12.
First one is positive. The second one is negative. So we can hide this part. So positive and negative. So the answer for sure it will be how many? It will be how many?
12.
Negative. Okay. Then we will start to make normal multiplication. Then 6 multiplied by 2 equal how many? Equal negative 12. I think it's easy. Right? Hello?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's answer question number 2. Who will answer question number 2? Who will answer question number 2? I have negative 3 multiplied by 100. Yes, go on.
Negative 300.
Negative 300. Thank you. The first number is negative. The second number is positive. So the answer should be equal negative. And then I'm going to multiply 3 times 100. It will be equal 300. Right? What else do we have? The third question. Negative 8. Negative 8 multiplied by negative 5. The answer, it will be what? The answer,
Positive.
it will be what? Positive, right? So the answer, it will be equal positive. So I have positive, then I have 8 times 5, it will be equal how many? It will be equal
Positive 40.
Positive 40. But we are in grade 7, so we will not write positive 40, right? Once we have 40, so this means that the number is positive. Did you understand me? Did you notice what I said?
Yeah.
So with positive numbers, I will not mention the sign. What about the next question? Negative 5 multiplied by negative 20. Negative 5 multiplied by negative 20. Also, negative times negative, it will be equal positive. And then 5 times 20, it will be equal 100. So the answer is going to be how many? It will be equal 100. Do I have to put the sign for positive? I have to put the sign for positive?
No.
No.
No, we don't. So this is the part which we already studied before about multiplication. And also we said that we will use the same rule with division. How? Let me give you a question. Anyone want to ask any question? Anyone want to ask any question, guys? If I have a question, negative 20 divided by negative 20 divided by 4. So the answer, it will be how many? Negative 20 divided by 4. So the answer, it will be how many?
5.
The answer, it will be 5. Agree? The answer, it will be equal 5. Negative 20 divided by 4. First number.
Negative 5.
Yes, it should be negative 5. Because the first number was negative. The second number is positive. Then positive and negative. Look at Mr. Divisor, Mr. Multi-division. Negative and positive, so the answer should be equal negative. So the answer, it will be equal negative. And then 20 divided by 4 equal how many? Equal 5. So the answer for this question, it will be equal negative 5. Agree with me? Let me give you another question.
Yeah.
Ready for another question?
Yes.
Negative 100 divided by negative 20. Quickly. Negative 100 divided by negative 20. So the answer, it will be how many? I'm waiting for your answer.
5.
It will be equal 5. Agree or disagree about word answer? Negative 100 divided by negative 20. Agree or disagree? Is there anyone disagree about this answer? First, we have negative divided by negative. Then negative divided by negative, it will be positive. Do I have to write the sign for positive?
No.
No. After that, we are going to make 100 divided by 20. So we can simplify 0 with 0, right? We can simplify 0. I can cancel 0 with 0. And after that, I have negative 10 divided by negative 2. It will give us equal 5. So the answer, it will be equal 5. Agree with me? Any question about this part?
No.
Any question? So this was a sheet about how we will divide or multiply, divide or multiply with different sign or with same sign. What about today? Today we want to talk how we will use algebraic tiles to make multiply or to make multiply. Then let's start with this example. We want to use algebraic tiles to multiply. We studied before how we will add and subtract. Did you remember? Did you remember? We will use now modeling integer multiplication. So this part is called what? If you want to take a title or to put a title for this part, then you are going to write modeling integer multiplication. So please write this in your notebook. Modeling integer multiplication. Agree? Ready? So this question, I want to start to represent this one by algebraic times. What is the question? It's positive 2 times positive 3. I want you to know how we will translate these numbers into words. What this means. The first part, positive 2, you can put in your mind that the first part, it will donate for positive or negative number, add or subtract. I'm sorry. The first one, it will say that we will add or we will subtract. And we have positive and negative. So we are going to put 2 different colors, black and red. Okay? And you have to make for yourself a key at the top that we have black and red for positive and negative. This is to use algebraic type. So what is the first condition you have to care about it? What is the first condition you have to care about it to make multiply? Grade 7, are you with me?
Yes, ma'am.
You can hear me?
Yes.
So what is the first condition? We have to make what? We have to know the key. Which one donate for the positive and which one will donate for the negative. Then by the end, we have 2 different colors to represent this question by algebraic types. Now I have positive 2 multiply by positive 3. As I told you, we will translate this one into words. So we determine that we have positive and negative. And if I will add positive and negative together, if I will add them together, it will give us how many? This pair together is called what? If I will put positive and negative together, this is called what? Grade 7.
0 pair.
0 pair. Excellent. This is called 0 pair. If you will put positive and negative together, this is called 0 pair because 1 minus 1 equal 0. Let's continue. So we said that we have a condition. We will use 2 different colors. Now, the first number, it will donate for 2 words. It could be add or subtract. So the first number, we will add or subtract. It depends on what? Grade 7. I want someone to tell me. The first number, add or subtract. It depends on what? How you will know that you are going to add or you will subtract? How you will know?
Miss?
How you will know that you are going to add or subtract the first group? It depends on the sign. Okay? If the sign for the first one is positive, then you will say add. If the sign for the first one is negative, then we will say subtract. Is that clear? So this question now, we will add or we will subtract?
Add.
Add, okay? The second word, multiply, we will translate it into groups. And the third one, then I want to translate now. So add 2 groups to 3. Add 2 groups to 3. How I will translate it by algebraic types? How many groups we are looking for? How many groups we are looking for? How many groups? Add 2 groups. So I have 1, 2. And each group consists of how many? How many tiles? 3. 1, 2, 3. So the positive I donated by the black square. Now we have add 2 groups. When you will count now, this is the first group and this is the second group. And in each group, I'm going to put how many? I'm going to put 3. Then add 2 groups consists of 3, positive 3. Again, how we can translate the question? Add 2 groups consists of positive 3. Let me give you another question. If I want to make 3 multiply by 4. 3 multiply by 4. This means what? 3 multiply by 4. This means what? If I want to translate it. If I want to translate. 3 multiply by 4. How many groups do you have in this question? How many groups? Add 3 to 4.
Yeah.
Then, how many groups do you have? I have 3 groups.
Yes, I can't understand.
1, 2, 3. Each group is consists of the question. The question is clear or not? 3 times 4. I want to make 3 times 4. Translate with me, grade 7. This one is what? This one is what? Add 3 groups consists of how many? Consists of 4. Then I'm looking for 3 groups. 1, 2, 3. Each one consists of 4. Then 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And each one is positive. So the answer by the end, it will be how many, grade 7? The answer by the end, it will be how many? Tell me.
12.
12. So the answer by the end, it will be positive 12. Understood? Grade 7. Understood?
Yes.
Hello? Okay. Then, again, the first number, we will say how many groups. Like if I would say, I said in this question, I said 3 times 4, right? This is positive. So I'm going to prepare 3 groups. First group, second group, third group. Inside each one, I'm going to add how many? To put how many? I'm going to put 4 positive numbers. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All are what?
Positive.
All are positive. Then by the end, what is the answer? So I have 12. You got the idea? Grade 7, are you here? Grade 7?
Yes.
Hello? Okay.
Yes.
Another question. Please, you are going to make self-assessment to yourself. Make self-assessment to yourself. The question is 2 times 5. 2 times 5. What do you expect the answer?
10.
2 times 5. No, I'm not looking for the final answer. I'm looking to represent it by algebraic times. So the answer is 2. So the answer is 2
groups that consist of 5.
How many groups you are looking for? How many groups?
2.
I'm looking for 2 groups, right? So I have 2 groups. Each group consists of how many?
5.
5. Then this is the first. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is positive. So by the end, we have how many? So the answer it will be equal 10. So in our lesson today, it's not only to find or to make the multiplication operation, but we have to know how you are going to translate the question to solve it by algebraic tiles. So as I said, the first number, it will say to us, you have to add or to subtract. If you will add, then you will make positive inside it, or you can use 2 different colors. Is that clear? And the second number will help us to know how many tiles in each group. How many tiles in each group. Did you understand this part? Move to the next part, or anyone still have a problem with the first part? Tell me.
No.
Okay.
Move to the next.
Move to the next. Okay, agree with you. To the next part. I have a question like this. I have a question like this. Could you please tell me how we are going to translate the question? How we will translate the question? First, the first number is what? The first number
Positive.
is add.
Positive.
The first number is add, right? Let me say again, sorry. The question is add 2 groups of -4. Add 2 groups of -4. So how many groups do we have? I
2.
have to reserve how many groups? I have to reserve how many groups?
2 groups.
2 groups, right? And each group consists of
-4.
-4. So I will reserve now 2 groups, 1, 2. And each one consists of -4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? And then all are negative. Each one consists of -4. Then by the end, what is the answer in this question? By the end,
-8.
what is the answer for this question? It will be -8. If you will come to count with me, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right? Then let me give you another question. You will try to do it by yourself and then tell me if you finish. I want to do 3 times -3. Could you please translate? I want to add how many groups? This word means 4 groups, and each one consists of -3. First, reserve the groups. How many groups do you have? I have 1, 2, 3. Right? Each group consists of how many tiles? Huh? How many? How many grades have it?
-3.
-3. Then 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So this is negative. Okay, then by the end, the answer, it will be how many?
negative 9.
Negative 9.
The answer, it will be how many?
negative 9.
Negative 9.
Negative 9, exactly. So the answer, it will be equal negative 9. So we studied now 2 types of questions. As I said, the first number donated for what? The first number donated for add or subtract. It will say to us how many groups. So for the first question, it was 2. Then I have 1, 2. Second question, it was 3. So I have 1, 2, 3. After that, I'm going to fill the sign inside each one. How? I have 3 groups. So I will determine that I'm going to reserve 1, 2, 3, 3 places. After that, each one consists of negative 3. So it will be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So the answer by the end, it will be equal negative what? Negative what? Negative 9. Agree with me till this point? Is there any problem? Is there any problem with this question?
No. No.
Okay. Let's move to the third case. What is the third case? I said at the beginning that we have 2 words, right? This words is what? Add or? I said at the beginning, it depends on add or
Subtract.
subtract. It depends on of what? I'm going to say it's add or subtract. It depends on the sign. So the first one, it was positive, so I have to say add, right? What about if we have the first sign is negative? Oh my God, the first sign is negative? Yes, we want to know. Like this question, which I will give it to you. This question now. I want to solve this question. This one was 2 times negative 4. Now we want to move to another question. If there anyone can translate to me what the meaning of this question, translate. It will be what? It will be what? The first one, donate for what? This one. Subtract. Subtract 2 groups of negative 5. Grade 7, you can hear me? Are you here? Grade 7?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
No or yes?
Yes.
We can hear you.
You can hear me, طب, alhamdulillah. Okay, then I want to make now negative 2 times 5. As I said, first question, I have a sign negative, right? I have a sign negative. So the sign negative means that subtract 2 groups of negative 5. Subtract, please write this in your notebook. Subtract 2 groups of negative 5. Let me say something now. If you have the word subtract at the beginning, then we will use 0 pair. If you have the first sign is negative, then we are going to make 0 pair. I'm looking for 2 groups, right? Each group consists of how many? Negative 5. Then I will start now to represent 2 groups, but don't forget 2 groups with the negative at the beginning. I'm going to use 0 times. So each one consists of 5. So I'm going to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I will use 0 times. This is the first group. Then I'm going to make the second group. Okay, then I said that we have 2 groups now because he said what? He said -2. Then once you have negative at the beginning, then we will use zero pair. We will use what? Zero pair, which means, Miss Sahar, that this one represent the first group, and this one represent what? Second group. I have first group and second group because he said subtract 2 groups. So I have 2 groups. Each group has 5 negative, but once we have negative at the beginning, then we will use zero pair. Now we want to subtract how many from 2 groups? We want to subtract how many? We want to subtract 5. Then how you will subtract 5 now? We will take away 5 from each group. We will take away 5 negative from each group. So the answer now, if you will start to count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have this group, this question. How many groups you are looking for?
Miss, can I say for you something? The last question that begin with negative, I can't understand it well.
You want me to back to this question again?
Yes, I can't understand
Okay.
it well.
Listen to me. As I said, once you have negative at the beginning, then you will use zero pair. You will use what? Zero pair. Okay? In this one, we are looking for how many groups? We are looking for how many groups? How many groups do we have? 1,
2,
2. In each group, we have 5, right? -5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But I said, with negative, we will use zero pair. So it's a rule. Here in this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Negative, as he said. I have negative, so don't forget, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He said, subtract from each 2 groups, subtract -5. Move away -5. So I'm going to move the first -5 and the second -5. So by the end, I have how many? Count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So the answer, it will be equal how many? So the answer, it will be equal 10. So first, you will determine how many groups, and second, you will subtract from the 2 groups. You are going to subtract -5. Is this clear? It was your question?
Yes, Miss. Thank you.
Okay. Let me give you the last example about this, and you can watch our lesson again in our YouTube channel. This is the same question. Okay, this is another question. I want to subtract -3 from groups from 2. How many groups do we have? How many groups we have to draw? How many groups we have to draw? Tell me, grade 7. How many groups?
3.
3 groups, right? And each group consists of positive
2.
2. And the first number is negative. Then we will use zero pair. We will use zero pair. Now I'm going to make 3 groups. First, this is first group, second group, and then third group. Each one consists of 2. Now we want to take away 2 from the 3 groups. The answer, it will be equal how many? Count. It will be equal -6. Let me explain it again.